Well, I juggle it all with difficulty, but we get there in the end. It requires a lot of self-control, which I've taught myself over the last few years, but it's difficult sometimes. You need to make some sacrifices, but yeah, it's very rewarding, both kind of creatively and you know, in terms of you know, the satisfaction you get from doing what you love. I'm privileged. Yeah, well, intimacy came about, you know, for years I've really needed to set up my own platform to release records with no pressure from anyone else really, and records where I can be in control of the release schedule myself. That was the main aim of setting up the label. This year has been super busy studio-wise. We did the show, which Morgan Geist mixed, and that led on to Geral, and then One McLean for DFA. I've just finished with a vocal by Jamie Liddell, and a couple of other things which I can't really talk about on the remix side of it, but in terms of original material, there's an EP called False Prophet, which we've just released, which is getting plays from people like Josh Wink and Martin Lansky and Hell and D-Tron and Laurent Garnier and people like that. And yeah, it's just a case of finding the right moments to release the singles. I'm not really too keen on kind of swamping the market with singles, but when the time's right and when the material's right, then it's the time to strike. So yeah, it's, you know, it's a constant process. Yes, well, my residency for Wheel have started in 2005 officially, but it was in 2001 that I started to play there, and that was in the time where Leo and Bushwhacker and people like that had their residency, and seeing them at Space kind of opened up the doors for me, because I started to understand that there were certain records that you can play in Space in certain moments, and you know, it wasn't all completely commercial depending on how you play. So that was kind of the light bulb moment, and then slowly I did a couple of gigs. Did one in 2001, one in 2002. I think I did a couple in 2003, and then 2004 was when, and 2005 was when we started to do kind of more dates there. We started off with about 7 or 8 dates, and then that became weekly, and then it's been kind of weekly ever since, which is hard, especially in summers with, as you said before, balancing the studio and whatever else. But we get there in the end, and it's an incredible place, and especially the later you play, if you play on a Monday morning and it gets to kind of 5, 6 a.m, then you know it's a totally different proposition from playing at 8 p.m. at night, where it's, you know, people are slowly easing into it, and it's more of a nightclub rather than an after hours as it used to be viewed. So yeah, it's something special. This is my debut. This is my debut at D.Edge, yeah. Since I knew that the gig was happening, I've been kind of pulling a load of records out, which I know, you know, I'm going to play here and I'm not going to play them in many other places. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to playing tonight. So we shall see how it goes.